Welcome to our college briefing show, where we dive into the latest and most intriguing stories from around the globe, all from the comfort of your favorite listening spot. Today, we've got a lineup that's as varied as a college cafeteria menu, so let's dig in. First up, we're talking about Stephanie Grieve, a 37-year-old mother of four from Down Under, who's juggling diapers with textbooks in her quest to become a veterinary nurse. Talk about multitasking. With the support of her hubby and a strict routine, she's proving that it's never too late to chase your dreams, even if it means hitting the books while the little ones hit the hay. And in Texas, the winds of change are blowing through university corridors, but maybe not in the way we'd hope. Over 100 DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion for the uninitiated, positions have been cut, sparking a debate that's as hot as a Texas summer. Will this move be a victory for common sense or a step back for diversity and inclusion? Only time will tell. Then, we're jetting over to Japan, where the AUKUS security pact is causing quite the stir. Japan's looking to buddy up with Australia, the United States, and Britain, but not in the way you might think. They're aiming to be a Pillar 2 partner, sharing tech toys like artificial intelligence and hypersonic missiles. It's like the cool kids in the playground deciding to share their most secret handshakes, but with a lot more at stake. And finally, back on the home front, the University of Michigan is in a tizzy over the right to protest. A proposed policy could see students and staff facing severe penalties for disrupting events. It's a classic tale of free speech versus decorum, with a side of political intrigue. Meanwhile, the US's tango with China takes a new turn, as student exchanges dwindle and Congressman Mike Gallagher's vision of winning against China is put under the microscope. It seems we're all trying to find the right steps in this global dance-off. So, whether you're into the drama of educational policy, the thrill of international alliances, or just a good old-fashioned underdog story, we've got you covered. Stick around for the details on these stories and more. Please continue to watch for more in-depth coverage. In the realm of education and career advancement, women like Stephanie Grieve are rewriting the narrative by returning to study after having children. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation tells the inspiring story of Grieve, a 37-year-old mother of four, who is pursuing her dream of becoming a veterinary nurse. Despite the challenges that come with balancing family responsibilities, Grieve has found a way to make it work through distance education, supported by her husband and a strict adherence to routine. Expected to be fully accredited in 4 years, her journey exemplifies the increasing trend of women seeking new employment opportunities through further education later in life. This movement not only highlights the resilience and determination of mothers but also underscores the importance of support systems and flexible learning options in enabling their success. Meanwhile, in Texas, a different educational narrative unfolds as reported by the Toronto Star. The state's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives in higher education has led to significant job losses, with over 100 positions cut across university campuses. This controversial move, part of a broader trend seen in several states, reflects a political climate that is increasingly hostile to DEI efforts. The University of Texas at Austin, a major institution, has been particularly affected, having to close its division of campus and community engagement and eliminate numerous jobs to comply with the new law. This development has sparked a debate about the future of diversity and inclusion in American higher education, with Texas House of Representatives Speaker Dade Phelan hailing the university's compliance as a victory for common sense. As more states consider similar legislation, the impact on university staff, students, and the broader educational landscape remains to be seen. On the international stage, Japan's potential involvement with the AUKUS security pact, as reported by the South China Morning Post, signifies a strategic shift in response to regional security concerns. Amidst increasing assertiveness from China in the Indo-Pacific, Japan, traditionally cautious about militarization due to its cultural and historical context, is exploring a partnership with the AUKUS alliance, which includes Australia, the United States, and Britain. Although not likely to join as a formal Pillar I partner, indications suggest Japan may become the alliance's first Pillar 2 partner. This role would involve Japan sharing its advanced technology in areas such as artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, and hypersonic missiles. Such collaboration could significantly enhance the alliance's capabilities while marking a significant step in Japan's engagement with regional security issues. Japan's keen interest in the success of AUKUS, while reflective of its strategic priorities, also highlights the complexities of international relations in an era of shifting power dynamics. Each of these stories, from Stephanie Grieve's personal journey in education to the broader political and strategic narratives unfolding in Texas and Japan, reflects the diverse challenges and opportunities facing individuals and societies today. Whether it's the pursuit of personal dreams against the odds, the contentious debate over diversity and inclusion in education, or the intricate dance of international diplomacy and security, these narratives underscore the multifaceted nature of our contemporary world. As we navigate these complexities, the resilience, determination, and strategic thinking evident in these stories offer valuable lessons for facing the challenges and seizing the opportunities that lie ahead. In the hallowed halls of the University of Michigan, a storm brews over the right to protest, shedding light on the complex dance between free speech and institutional decorum. According to The Independent, the university's proposed policy to curb disruptions has ignited a fiery debate among free speech advocates. This controversy was sparked by an incident at the end of March, when anti-Israel protesters, part of the Students Allied for Freedom and Equality, a Palestinian solidarity group, disrupted an honors convocation. Their demand? For the university to divest from Israel and war profiteers facilitating genocide. The proposed sanctions for violating this policy are severe, ranging from suspension or expulsion for students to termination for staff. This move has raised concerns that it could quell free speech efforts, a cornerstone of academic and democratic values. Meanwhile, on the geopolitical stage, the South China Morning Post brings to light the flawed approach the U.S. is taking in its strategic competition with China. U.S. Congressman Mike Gallagher's vision of winning against China is critiqued as misguided and anachronistic by Mali Prithurk, a researcher at the Center on Contemporary China and the World at the University of Hong Kong. Prithurk argues that the U.S.'s inability to significantly slow China's rise, coupled with its alarmist and delusional fears of becoming a Xinjiang-light society, undermines the defense of democratic norms. The assumption that democracy is the universal end goal for all societies is challenged, suggesting a need for a more nuanced understanding of global political landscapes. The decline in American students studying in China represents another facet of the complex U.S.-China relationship. The Toronto Star reports a dramatic drop from 25,000 students a decade ago to a mere 700 today. This steep decline is attributed to various factors, including the high cost of study, China's stringent COVID-19 policies, concerns over personal freedoms and safety, and the perceived diminishing economic opportunities amid souring bilateral relations. The U.S. has even advised its citizens to reconsider travel to China due to fears of arbitrary detentions and the use of exit bans. Despite these challenges, both nations recognize the value of cross-cultural academic exchanges. The Chinese government is actively rebuilding programs for international students post-pandemic, and Chinese President Xi Jinping has extended an invitation to tens of thousands of U.S. high school students to visit, signaling a hope to mend fences and foster understanding between the future leaders of these two global powerhouses. These stories, while diverse in their settings, from university campuses to international relations, share a common thread: the delicate balance between maintaining order and freedom, whether in speech, academic pursuits, or geopolitical competition. They underscore the ongoing struggle to navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing world, where the ideals of democracy, free expression, and international cooperation are constantly being redefined and challenged. As the University of Michigan grapples with the limits of protest, the U.S. and China wrestle with the contours of their rivalry and the pathways to mutual understanding, reminding us of the enduring need for dialogue, empathy, and an unwavering commitment to upholding the principles that bind us together in our shared humanity. In the vibrant community of Coos Bay, the public library is teaming up with Coos Head Food Co-op to bring a slice of culinary delight to local residents. On a breezy Thursday afternoon, the virtual space of Zoom will transform into a kitchen, where community yoga instructor Kelly Bozak will demonstrate how to whip up an easy one-pot massaman curry, a vegan treat for all. Mark your calendars for April 25th at 5:30 p.m. for this gastronomic journey, courtesy of Yahoo US. Meanwhile, the American Council of the Blind of Oregon, Southwest Chapter, finds a welcoming space at the Venture Inn restaurant at Inland Point, where members gather every second Saturday, blending fellowship with a hearty lunch at 11:30 a.m. followed by their meeting at 12:30. For families seeking early childhood education, South Coast Head Start is opening its doors for the 2023 to 2024 program year, promising a blend of fun and learning with their research-based curriculum. This opportunity is not just about education, it's a holistic approach including free, healthy meals and comprehensive child development, nutrition, and health screenings. And for those with a penchant for challenges, the Coos Odyssey 2024 kicks off on January 1st, promising an exhilarating journey through April 15th, all in the spirit of supporting the Coos County Friends of Public Health. Additionally, the Coos Bay North Bend Parkinson's Support Group has found a new home for its monthly meetings at the Coos Bay Public Library, Myrtlewood Room, ensuring that support and camaraderie continue to flourish within the community. In a touching tribute to a life richly lived, Yahoo US remembers Dennis Herrick, a man whose legacy spans the realms of journalism, academia, and literature. Herrick, who passed away at the age of 81, left behind a storied career that took him from the battlefields of Vietnam to the classrooms of the University of New Mexico, where he shaped the minds of aspiring journalists. His journey from Jackson, Michigan, to becoming a beloved figure in Albuquerque, where he breathed his last at the Veterans Affairs Medical Center, is a testament to his passion for writing and his commitment to storytelling, whether through the factual lens of journalism or the imaginative realms of fiction and nonfiction books. Across the globe, in a move that resonates with millions of Americans burdened by student loans, President Joe Biden has taken a decisive step towards alleviating the financial strain on young voters. As reported by the Sydney Morning Herald, Biden's administration has wiped away an additional $11 billion in student debt, a gesture aimed at supporting those ensnared by the escalating costs of higher education. This latest round of debt forgiveness will benefit a diverse group of 277,000 individuals, including educators, public safety workers, and those enrolled in income-driven repayment plans. This initiative underscores the ongoing efforts to navigate the complex landscape of student debt relief, especially in the wake of the Supreme Court's rejection of a more ambitious $400 billion plan. As Biden gears up for another attempt at large-scale debt forgiveness, the political and legal battlegrounds are bracing for the challenges ahead. These stories, from the communal to the national stage, highlight the ongoing efforts to enrich lives, whether through culinary explorations, educational opportunities, or financial relief. Each narrative, woven into the fabric of daily existence, underscores a shared commitment to fostering growth, support, and resilience in the face of adversity. In the competitive world of sports, where every detail counts, it seems there's a crucial aspect that's been overlooked for too long: women's breast health. According to the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Deirdre McGee, a breast health researcher at Breast Research Australia, has shed light on a pressing issue in the world of female tennis players. Through her work with 91 of the world's top 140 female tennis players, McGee discovered a startling fact: many of these athletes are wearing sports bras that are poorly fitted and offer minimal support. This revelation has sparked a conversation about the responsibility of sports clothing sponsors, urging them to prioritize the design and provision of appropriate sports bras that can significantly enhance an athlete's performance and comfort. McGee's findings are not just about discomfort or the risk of poor performance, they highlight a broader health concern. The lack of support can lead to physical discomfort and long-term health issues, making this not just a matter of athletic performance but of overall well-being. The researcher's efforts have not gone unnoticed, as she has been invited to advise the International Olympic Committee. Her work will contribute to developing guidelines that support women athletes in managing their training during pregnancy and returning to sport after having a child, underscoring the importance of addressing women's unique health needs in the sports world. Meanwhile, in Japan, a significant conversation about the welfare of educators is taking place. The Japan Times reports that Japan is contemplating its first hike in teachers' overtime pay in 50 years. This potential increase from a 4% adjustment allowance to 10% or higher reflects a growing recognition of the demanding nature of the teaching profession. Teachers are the backbone of education, shaping future generations, and this proposed change acknowledges the need to improve their treatment and compensation. It's a step towards valuing educators more appropriately, reflecting a broader understanding of the critical role they play in society. On another front, the battle for local control over public health issues is heating up in Ohio, as reported by Yahoo US. The city of Oxford, along with 13 other Ohio cities including Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus, has taken a bold step by filing a lawsuit against the state. These cities are fighting for the authority to regulate tobacco sales within their limits, a move that underscores the growing desire for local governance in matters of public health. This coalition of cities is pushing back against state-level restrictions, advocating for the right to implement measures that they believe will protect the health and well-being of their communities. This legal battle represents a broader trend of municipalities seeking more control over issues that directly affect their residents, from health regulations to environmental policies. Each of these stories, from the world of sports to the education sector and local governance, highlights a common theme: the need for more thoughtful consideration and action in addressing the specific needs and challenges faced by different groups, whether it's female athletes, teachers, or local communities. Whether it's ensuring that female tennis players have the support they need to compete at their best, recognizing the hard work of educators with fair compensation, or empowering cities to take charge of public health initiatives, these developments reflect a growing awareness of the importance of tailoring approaches to meet diverse needs. As these conversations continue to evolve, they underscore the importance of listening to and addressing the unique concerns of different populations, paving the way for more inclusive and effective solutions. In a world where the unexpected often becomes the headline, stories ranging from consumer grievances to thrilling sports events and miraculous escapes from nature's fury capture our collective attention. Each narrative, whether it unfolds on the streets of Britain, the American football fields, or the rugged landscapes of Scotland, tells a tale of resilience, challenge, and sometimes, controversy. Starting with a recent uproar in Britain, as reported by the Telegraph Opinion, the Royal Mail found itself at the center of a stamp fiasco that has left many questioning the integrity of the institution. In an unprecedented move, the Royal Mail decided to charge customers £5 for the reception of letters bearing forged stamps. This controversial decision has been criticized as a blatant disregard for the British consumer, penalizing them for a crime they did not commit. Critics argue that the blame is being unfairly shifted onto the border force, while the Royal Mail shirks responsibility for its own shortcomings. This debacle has led to calls for a complete overhaul of the Royal Mail's management, suggesting that the board should be replaced with more competent interim management from the Royal Logistics Corps. The situation highlights a growing discontent with how consumer grievances are handled, pointing to a deeper issue of accountability within major institutions. Switching gears to the American heartland, Yahoo US brings us to the anticipation surrounding Purdue University's American football team's spring game. This annual event, set to take place at Ross-Ade Stadium, offers a unique glimpse into the team's preparations and strategies for the upcoming season. Unlike a typical game, the format will see the first-team offense pitted against the first-team defense, followed by the second teams, in a series of plays where traditional punting and kicking are omitted. This setup ensures a fast-paced and action-packed event, where plays leading to a first down or touchdown are automatically granted. Among the key attractions is the performance of Hudson Card, the backup quarterback, whose performance could offer insights into the team's depth and readiness. This event not only serves as a critical test for the players but also as an exciting preview for fans eager to gauge their team's prospects. From the competitive fields of American football, we journey to the rugged terrains of Scotland, where a family's holiday turned into a harrowing tale of survival. As reported by the BBC, a family of 4, along with their 2 dogs, embarked on a journey along Scotland's North Coast 500 route, only to face the wrath of Storm Kathleen. Their rented motorhome was caught in the storm's powerful winds, resulting in the vehicle being blown down a hill and rolling over several times. Miraculously, despite the severe bruising and the traumatic experience, the family was found alive by police and mountain rescue teams. This incident not only underscores the unpredictable nature of traveling in such challenging conditions but also prompts a re-evaluation of preparedness for those venturing on the North Coast 500. The motorhome hire company is now considering measures to better prepare their customers for the route, highlighting the importance of safety and awareness in the face of nature's unpredictability. Each of these stories, from the Royal Mail stamp fiasco to Purdue football's spring game and the family's miraculous escape in Scotland, illustrates the diverse challenges and experiences that capture our attention. Whether it's the fight for consumer rights, the excitement of sports, or the awe-inspiring tales of survival against the odds, these narratives remind us of the resilience and spirit that define the human experience. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.